as she joins us. So if you would kindly unmute yourself, Dr. Yeah, here we go. So Dr. Session is unmuted itself now, and it's time to bring you the latest on what's going on with the COVID situation. Before we do that, I'd like to remind you that when the show finishes at 8 o'clock, we'll bring you the news on the hour. And then we'll have the Godfather's Good Morning Show with the Godfather himself, Jeff White, followed immediately from 10 to 11 by Coffee Break with Jeff Clark. And then from 11 to 2, 3 hours of solid music with the James Murray's Midday Mash. And that is presented by James Murray. That's to 2 o'clock. And then from 2 to 4, we'll have Afternoon Tea with Sue, featuring Sue Conyers. And the first half of the show is our request show. So she's going to be playing music for people who requested songs, especially people from Bedford Hospital. And we have another live show going, and it's our flagship show, the HRB Community Services Information Show. That's presented today by Daniel Kingston from 7 to 9. And on and on and on we go with more programs here on HRB Hospital Radio Bedford. Good morning, Dr. Seshni, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Apoko. And wow, that sounds like an amazing lineup for today.
Exactly.
What a fantastic day.
And that's what you get. That's what you get on Hospital Radio Bedford.
Only the best.
Only the best.
And it starts with the breakfast show, yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing? It was beautiful yesterday. Did you do something great? You said you were going to go to London.
Yes, we did. Myself, the kids, and Ferdinand. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. The weather was brilliant. And I wish we were having a barbecue, actually. It was so nice because loads of people had their braai stands out and were having a barbecue. But or braai, but we were in London. We went to the Light Centre. We took a drive, so it was really nice, very quiet. The roads were not that busy, except in the area in London itself. So where the Sikyo Mahikari Centre is, the Light Centre is, it was quite busy around there. But other than that, the main roads going into London were fine. So, and we didn't actually venture into any other areas. We just went to the center and back, just sticking to the guidance. But I must say, it's not that busy. There were a lot of cars, obviously locally in London, but other areas seem to be very quiet. So people are still staying at home, I think.
Yeah, people are. But the weather, when the weather gets this nice, it brings out people. Actually, I drove through Milton Keynes yesterday. I went to Milton Keynes, and I drove by the Willing, and
yes,
there were quite a number of people there. It wasn't as bad as when we were under lockdown. Like normal days, it would have been proper packed, but there were still people there. But what I noticed, because I was with Amy in the car, and what we noticed was that the people still kept social distancing. They kept, and saw a lot of people around there in shorts and t-shirts, and I thought, oh, whoa, I love this.
It's starting already, isn't it?
It's starting. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's lovely to see. And we're fortunate.
I hear the temperatures are going to drop sometime, later on in the weekend, then into next week. But while we've got it, let's enjoy it. Today's story is going to be 23 degrees. Of course, we should enjoy it, shouldn't we?
Getting the barbecue out, getting the braai stand out today, and getting all the grill on.
Yeah, I wish I could get the barbecue stand out today, but I can't because, we still got plenty of work to do, and then we've got to get the garden sorted and everything.
Oh, well, at some point, I'm sure you're going to be able to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
And, but it was lovely at the center. It's always great to go to the center. And, it was a very good experience. And as I said, everywhere people are still taking precautions. So when you get into the center, you get your temperature taken, you have to hand sanitize, you have to make sure that you are obviously clean, and then you go into the prayer area. So everything is still done very much in the way it should be. And there's guidance as well, not so many people at a time, because we already obviously there's, guidance. Is it only 6 people allowed at a time? So they're sticking very much to the guidance. So I'm sure it's like that for all places that you would visit. The places like takeaway places and stuff are open, but even then still, you can't sit in the shops.
No.
So you can only order takeaways. And even so I think only from the 12th of April you can sit, but in the outdoor areas. So any places that do serve food and don't have an outdoor area obviously will not be able to. But yeah, it was a fantastic day at the Sukuyo Mahikari Center. And yeah, definitely I'll do it again. I wasn't sure whether to go on the train with the kids and how busy it would be, especially with the holidays. So I'll see how it goes the next time to see what plans to make.
All right.
But
And we're still getting we're still getting good news when it comes to the infection rates and everything.
Yeah.
And today actually marks the last day that families or people, most clinically vulnerable people in England and Wales are advised to shield at home.
Yes.
So today's the last day, which is really good. I heard the Prime Minister talk about it, and then he said that it's happening because of the very low rate of infection that's happening in England and Wales right now, which is really good. It's great news, I would say.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant news to wake up to. That obviously everyone that was shielding no longer needs to shield, because that started off a year ago. And so 4 million people that were clinically vulnerable, obviously in England and Wales, were had to shield at home. But now they've obviously letters been sent out. They don't need to shield. And this is obviously great news, because I mean, you can imagine how difficult it must have been that they were not able to go out, not able to obviously be with family members, take a lot of precautions. So yeah, I think it's good news for a lot of people. But even still, I think even though I think shielding rules have sort of come out, I think people will still sort of take precautions, I would think.
All right. And the other thing is about, yesterday we talked about the Lenny Henry thing, and I've got the audio here. If you don't mind me, I'm going to share it.
Yeah.
I'm going to share it on my screen and play the audio, so that if you're watching us on Facebook, you can get that information. So here we go. I'm sharing it right now. And the sound is: dear mums and dads,
grandparents, aunties,
uncles,
brothers,
sisters,
nephews,
nieces, sons,
daughters,
cousins. We love you.
We know we don't say it often enough. And sometimes we have our disagreements like families do. But wherever you are, we love you from the bottom of our hearts. And we know you love us.
And we want to see you again. COVID-19 has kept us apart for way too long. We want to hug you. We want to celebrate with you. We want to worship with you. We want to play video games with you, preferably in the same room, so that we can see the look on your face when we meet you.
But in order to do all that, we all need to take the COVID-19 jab. So all of us in this together.
Things will slowly get back to normal. Well, what they're calling the new normal. But in reality, the new normal will mean needing a vaccine for doing the kinds of things we used to take for granted.
Because we love you, we want you to be safe. We don't want you to be left out or left behind. While other communities are rushing to get the vaccine and millions have already been vaccinated, some Black people in our community are being more cautious.
You have legitimate worries and concerns, and we hear that. We know change needs to happen, and that it's hard to trust some institutions and authorities. But we're asking you to trust the facts about the vaccine from our own professors, scientists, and doctors involved in the vaccine's development. GPs, not just from here in the UK, but from all over the world, including including Africa and the Caribbean.
Many of whom are our relatives. Many of whom have made the ultimate sacrifice to protect the people of this country from this pandemic. And the thousands who volunteered to be part of vaccine trials so that we know it's safe and works for people of all ethnicities.
Don't let their sacrifice be in vain. Don't let your concerns be the thing that widens racial inequality in our society. Don't let coronavirus cost even more Black lives. Because we matter.
We love you. We don't want you to get sick.
We don't want you to die. So please, hear us.
And when your turn comes, take the jab. Let's do this together.
And once you do, tell Cousin Mo to do the same thing. Is he really my cousin?
Well, so here we go. Yeah, we'll trust Sir Lenny Henry to top it up with comedy. Is he really my cousin? I like that.
Yeah, no, that was a bit of some humor. Yeah.
Yeah, but that goes to encourage all Black Britons or Black people who live in Britain to go out there and get the jab. And because according to the statistics, the Black population in Britain, there's only about 58% who have gone for the vaccine or who are ready to go for the vaccine, and that's not really good, is it? So yeah, it's the whole BAME community in general,
Yes.
but particularly the Black community. So yeah, this is good encouragement from
It is very good message, I must say.
His colleagues, that's great.
It's a very good message, very inspiring, and obviously motivating, and hopefully it will help to clear the myths and also get more and more the Black community and the BAME communities to take the vaccine. Obviously, people have reasons why they're not taking it, and yeah, hopefully, if they can speak to their doctors or GPs or their health practitioners just to answer their questions and get more understanding about it, I think that would help.
You see, the thing is, as Lenny pointed out, people have got legitimate concerns.
Yes.
These
exactly.
concerns are legitimate. But the but here is that, okay, if you think there's some diabolical intention, why don't you trust your own people who are professors and scientists and who worked on these vaccines or the development of these vaccines? Why don't you trust what they say or the information they're giving us? So yeah, I think that's a great thing to do for the community.
Yes, it is. Really grateful to Sir Lenny, and it's really a powerful campaign that he's involved in, which is brilliant. So really grateful to him.
Okay, right. You see, the thing is, things are getting so they're dying down now. I would say. I mean, I dare say that. So there's not that much we've got to give out. But why don't we just do the numbers now? And then if there's anything else we want to add, then we will add until at least we've got till 7:30. So if we finish earlier, that will be fine. If not,
yeah, it was just about the Turkey. I think something, the Turkey cases that are rising, but we can come back to that.
Yeah, okay. Or do you want us to do that first? We do the Turkey one first.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So yeah, give us the information then.
So
please.
they're saying that Turkey records daily COVID cases as it happens. So it seems that obviously Turkey has now the leader of the World Health Organization. We're talking about Turkey and the number of cases that has obviously increased in Turkey. So I'm just getting the figures here, but I can't seem to get.
Were you talking about daily?
Yes, yes. So sorry, I've got it here. So Turkey has recorded 37,303 new cases in the space of 24 hours.
Wow.
The highest level since the beginning of the pandemic. Health Ministry data showed on Tuesday, a day after Ankara said it would tighten restrictions amid surfacing and surging infections. The government eased measures to curb the pandemic this month, prompting a surge in new cases. On Monday, the President Tayyip Erdogan announced the tightening, including the return of full nationwide weekend lockdown for the holy Islamic month of Ramadan. So a further 155 deaths were recorded, bringing the death toll to 31,385.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the figures in Turkey, and like you said, 155 new deaths this the last 24 hours, with 37,303 infections. The day before, 32,404 new cases and 154 new deaths, and the day before that, 29,058 new cases and 153 new deaths. And the day before again, they had 30,021 new cases and 151 new deaths. This is quite consistent. It's in the 150s consistently. People dying, 150 or more people dying each day. From the 27th or so.
So Turkey, that's a bit of a concern. And Turkey is number 8 in the Worldometer. With a total.
They jumped to number 8. They were number 8 before. Yeah. But they are number 8 now, yeah.
Yeah, with 3,277,880 positive cases. So not sure what's happening in Turkey. So obviously,
I'm not sure too.
I mean, in terms of travel, I don't think there would have been travel from the UK to Turkey unless it was business. But I'm not sure what's going on. But I think, as they said, it was the restrictions had been eased down. And then obviously it's Ramadan month.
Yeah.
So maybe that all has a role to play.
Yeah, what's a bit worrying is that Turkey is a huge travel destination, isn't it?
Yes.
Where tourist destination, people go there for tourism and all that. But I suppose they're going to do the right thing. They got the government, the Turkish government, and get things sorted. All right. Okay.
Yeah, and just one more. Greece registers 4,340 new COVID cases. So Greece also reported on Tuesday its highest daily tally after increasing number of tests performed, while this hospital remains under severe pressure from a wave of new infections. So surge in infections has forced the government to tighten restrictions. The number is high, but it's mainly due to the large double tests from the previous day. So it brings the total of the cases to 260,077 cases, with 72 deaths, and the raising total of 8,017. So this was obviously because of the tourist season. It is a concern because it's supposed to open on the 14th of May. So they're doing mass testing. So yeah, it seems that obviously we are seeing the infections rise, even Italy as well. The infections rose on Tuesday.
Europe in general is infections are rising, aren't they? And
yes.
I think that's probably why the UK government is being quite strict and also advising people to get the vaccines. As many people as they can to get the vaccines and all that, because we know Britons will always go into Europe for holidays and trips and all that, so that it doesn't spew. The infections don't spew into Great Britain. Anyway, all right.
Yeah. So as you said, Europe. So not just Turkey, not just Greece that we're seeing, Italy, Germany, France. Netherlands, France.
Yeah,
so
Germany, all of them. Yeah.
All the countries, Holland, all of
Poland as well. well.
Poland, yes, and
Yeah.
yeah, so there's quite a lot of, obviously we need to just be aware that obviously the figures are going up other places in the world.
Okay. All right. So well done, Mita.
Yeah, so I'll just refresh
Okay.
my page. So the World of Meter as of today, the 31st of March, 2021. So we're already the end
March
of
is
March.
finished.
Sorry? Yeah.
March is finished, yeah.
I mean, that's just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just grabbing the figures. So yeah, so the figures is 128,820,037 positive cases globally. Total number of deaths 2,816,447 deaths, so quite significant, and every life matters. Recovered is 103,950,411 positive cases that have recovered. So quite a high number as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So USA number one with 31,097,154 positive cases with 564,138.
Have you noticed, Dr. Seshni, that even though there's a rise in infection cases in the United States, the death toll is sort of
Yes.
It's sort of not rising like it did before.
No,
because
it's
I remember we hit the 500,000 mark a long time ago.
Yeah.
And 64,000 more now within that period. It's not consistent with what was happening before. Before that, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
Before, the death toll was really, really high. Every day there was something really high there, but now it's not high.
No, it isn't. It isn't as high, and you're right. It has been like in the 500s for some time now, and even at this figure, so we haven't seen like an increase as rapidly as what it was before. So Brazil is number 2 with 12,664,058 positive cases with 317,936 deaths. India number 3 with 12,149,335 positive cases with 162,502 deaths. France number 4 with 4,585,385 positive cases with 95,357 deaths. Russia number 5 with 4,536,820 positive cases with 98,442 deaths. So UK is number 6 with 4,341,736 positive cases with 126,670 deaths. And so obviously UK is staying at number 6, and we have South Africa. They've had the president address them yesterday. So South Africa is 1,546,735, and they're number 17 in the world with 52,788. And Ghana in the 90s, 91 with 90,287 positive cases with 740 deaths.
Okay.
So UK figures. So in terms of the last 24 hours, still, I think, still doing quite well.
Yeah.
With the total figures of the last 24 hours, 56 new deaths and 4,040 new cases.
Mm.
So yeah, so there's definitely sort of, it's staying in that range of deaths and cases.
Okay. Right.
So
Okay.
definitely much better than what we've had in the past month. So
Absolutely.
it seems to be obviously quite good. That things are looking quite well. Yeah.
Right. I just remembered that yesterday after we finished, I saw a comment on Facebook, and I didn't see that. I didn't see that before we did. We finished the show yesterday. I would have asked you, but there was a question about the Moderna vaccine. I think it was from Jeff White. I can't remember who. I think probably Jeff White, asking what about the Moderna vaccine, because we haven't talked about the Moderna in a very long while. I haven't had any news or
No, the only
read
vaccines
anything
that
about.
the only vaccines that we've been talking about have been obviously the Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and then the Novavax, and I think the ones in China, Sinovac as well. So we haven't really had much information. Oh, and the Johnson and Johnson one as well. But Moderna vaccine, they actually haven't really been talking much about it. But there was an article saying that Moderna vaccine could be introduced in the UK from April. So that's the other vaccine, obviously, they're looking at. So in this coming month, they're talking about the Moderna vaccine that could be introduced. So what does it mean for the UK? So it works very similar. So it's a US vaccine, but it's easier to store than the Pfizer, and they're saying that it isn't that cheap. So obviously, it's going to be available from April. But obviously it's seems to be more expensive. So it is the same. It's similar to the other vaccines where it's given in 2 doses, so 2 shots, and and they did a trial of the vaccine, which involved about 30,000 people, and half received the vaccine and half were given dummy injections. And then they found that between the ages of 18 to 94 years of age, 28,000 people, it was quite effective, and they didn't have any signs.
Yeah, I think we need to check out more on the vaccine, see what's going on with it, because we already hit a lot about it. Okay, quickly, we've got 3 more minutes to go. Quickly, there's a story that just popped up, and it's about the AstraZeneca vaccine in Germany. They are actually suspending routine use of the vaccine for people aged below 60. And they're saying that the German medicines regulator is saying that they found 31 cases of a type of rare blood clots among nearly 2.7 million people who had already received the vaccine in Germany. Canada have earlier suspended the use of AstraZeneca in people under 55. So I don't know what's going on. It's
Yeah. So AstraZeneca, obviously, it is still a concern. I think other countries are still being very cautious, and we're still probably going to hear more about it. But I think there's probably not. It's not very clear still as to what's happening with AstraZeneca vaccine, because as you know, in the UK they are still rolling the AstraZeneca out. And I think, is it true that they say usually if someone was given the AstraZeneca, then the next dose they might be given the Pfizer, so they were trying to combine the vaccines.
okay.
So yeah. So we'll have to talk more about the vaccines, but there's still a lot of news around the AstraZeneca, lots of political issues as well, so we'll have to discuss that more.
Okay.
regarding the AstraZeneca. I just wanted to say a quick happy birthday to my nephew. So my twin sister's Sanusha, her son Ishan, it's his birthday today. So happy birthday to Ishan Mudliapunan from Seshni, Fadi, Sri Aryan and Sitara, and hope he has a fantastic celebration in South Africa and lots of love from all of us.
Fantastic. Ishan, happy birthday from your auntie and your cousins and your uncle, all the way from England.
Yeah.
And from us here at Hospital Radio Bedford. Thank you very much, Dr. Seshni Mudlia, for coming on the show. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 7.
Thank
Fingers
you.
crossed.
Thanks, Opoku. Have a fantastic day and yeah, enjoy the sunshine. Stay
Enjoy the
safe and let's
sunshine
spread the
too.
love and not the virus. No, definitely.
Absolutely.
Do enjoy the sunshine, but stay safe, everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dr. Seshni. And see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye. That was Dr.
Thanks, everyone, for joining. So that was the Hospital Radio Bedford update. And stay safe, guys. Namaste.